Okay, guys, the conversation continues. Which is better, San Miguel de Allende or Guanajuato? You know, in the various videos that I've made, I'm always talking about how amazing Guanajuato is. And so we're here in San Miguel de Allende today, and we're having a nice time walking around, checking out the neighborhoods, and we're kind of having like second thoughts about what we think about San Miguel de Allende. What do you? Okay, so before we talk about like what we each personally love and hate about San Miguel de Allende, I just want to recap what I've said in the past about San Miguel. I've always said San Miguel is a beautiful, gorgeous location. It is gorgeous here. Spanish colonial, cobblestone streets, gas lamps, the most beautiful residences and hotels. You have access to pretty much everything that you could want or want to eat. All the restaurants. It has so much access to airports that you can choose from. The only thing is, for me, when I think of Mexico and when I think of living in Mexico, I like living with the locals. I like being one with the community and just seeing a lot more local faces than expat faces. I love my expat friends. I've got a lot of them and they all know what my opinion is, but that's the only thing that stops me from relocating to San Miguel de Allende is, just walking around here the first hour, all I hear is English. And while that's a benefit to me because I don't speak Spanish that well, I feel like I'm just kind of like cheating myself a little bit from having the real Mexican experience that I've wanted. So I wanted to get Nesto's opinion on what his perspective is on San Miguel de Allende versus Guanajuato, because he already brought up something really cool about some of the restaurants here and the music. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, it's a different perspective for everyone who visits San Miguel. Definitely for us, because just because we're living in Guanajuato and we already know the community that is there, we have a lot of mix of people. Like you have locals, you have like expats, you have from people from other continents, and here in San Miguel you kind of more find like Americans. It's more like an American community. But what I like from San Miguel de Allende is you can find like places with a specific environment or a dynamic that is different. For example, right now we was just in a jazz bar that I really love jazz, and they have this dynamic. Well, whatever you order or just get in, you pay this ticket just because you're hearing the music. And it's like, if you're going to hear the music, yes, of course, for you it's nothing. But when you don't know about these dynamics and you get in and you get charged, it's just like, what is this happening? But it's just because like there's different places for different type of people, and that's what I kind of like, because you always find the environment that you like and the restaurants that you like with the people that you kind of like to surround. In Guanajuato it's more touristic, yes, but it's more general. Like you cannot choose like in a different environment. It's just if you want to sit or eat in the Centro or Panoramica or far from the city. It's not like different restaurants with a characteristic or topic that you want to enjoy.
Yeah, there's not a lot of unique restaurants. There's not a lot of diversity in places to eat in Guanajuato. A lot of local joints. Here, there's definitely a lot of various different choices in food, so you definitely get your Western comforts here.
And we would like to drop in because Nadine has been here for a number of years and she's noticed a very big change in San Miguel just this year.
Oh, cool.
Would you
Along
like
with
to
the
hear what
topic
it
of
is?
Guanajuato versus San Miguel.
Because she loves
Absolutely.
Guanajuato.
Yeah. Let's bring in another perspective. Someone who lives here. Does Nadine, you live here?
Well, I house sit,
Okay.
but I've been coming
Another
here
house sitter?
But I've been coming here for about 6 years, and I Guanajuato is probably my favorite little city.
Yeah.
But I always say every Mexican city has a gritty little sister, and so I think of Guanajuato as being is being San Miguel's gritty little sister. So it's very different, but it's different. It's not better or worse. It's just different. What I noticed this year.
That's funny. You think Guanajuato is San Miguel's gritty little sister?
Yeah, gritty.
Gritty little
Yeah.
sister. I think of San Miguel de Allende as Guanajuato's sister that feels like she can't come home anymore because she's too good.
Yeah, exactly.
She's been to the big city.
Yeah, but she's gotten a little full of herself and forgot where her roots were. But,
Okay.
I love San Miguel. It's a very local feeling. What I've noticed this year is actually what feels to me like fewer expats, many more Spanish-speaking visitors from other worlds, from other places,
Ooh.
and from Mexico City. A lot more. So wandering around the streets, I noted there were many times I was the only quote-unquote gringo in Central. Probably one of maybe, like even in the Christmas holidays, I felt like I was maybe one of a dozen English speakers.
Wow.
Very cool.
So very interesting shift that I found, and I think that it's not that it has maybe necessarily changed, but my perspective has changed because I'm moving, because I'm more comfortable here. I'm moving out of that solo expat sort of bubble and realizing that there is a ton in San Miguel that is so not expats. Like I go to a church here and and it's an expat, but I go to experience a ton of local.
Yeah.
Like I only shop in the markets, like in the little markets and stuff. So I think that
So there's a big opportunity to still have a local experience.
absolutamente, like and very much like you might see people in Puerto Vallarta.
Mm-hmm.
So Brucerias is their gritty little sister.
Got it.
That you might find people in Puerto Vallarta and they go, oh, I've been coming to Puerto Vallarta for 20 years, and they
Yeah.
still can't speak Spanish. But you're going to find that anywhere.
Yeah.
I think you have more opportunity here
Yeah.
if you choose to break out and be in a fully Mexican, fully Spanish-speaking
See,
experience.
I didn't know that, guys.
Yeah.
Like, I did not know that. This is someone who
And that's
actually
why I was
lives
hearing
here,
that and thinking,
and this is good. Are you? You don't have to answer this, but are you a single house sitter?
I am. Yep.
So, because this is what I've heard about San Miguel de Allende, that the women greatly outnumber the men in this town.
But that's
Is that
the
still
whole
true?
world. Women greatly out.
So the last conversation I had with someone, a single woman who lived in San Miguel de Allende, said that the ratio was more like 11 to 1.
I don't
Is
know what
that
the
true?
numbers are, but if you look at our demographic, so women over 50 or over 60, we're going to be 10 to 1 in every world,
Got
every
it,
country,
okay.
just pure demographics. So this is no different.
I guess the question people want to know is it easy to date here, or is there...
I've never tried,
Oh, okay.
because I've been there, done that, and not
There you
kind
go.
of on my radar.
Okay.
But I suppose, there are all kinds of singles things to do. There's Women of San Miguel. There's all kinds of community, like dinners, like there's a weekly dinner, like Tuesday nights, there's a singles thing. And so I would say if that's your thing,
Yeah.
absolutely. But that's no different than any town, any city.
Yeah.
If that's
Okay.
what you're after. I just
It's not
find-
what I'm after.
I just
I'm
find
good. I'm good to go.
But I just find at this age, men over 60 are looking for someone to look after, and women under 60.
That's
over
not true,
60.
right, guys? That's not true. You don't need anyone to look after you.
You do.
So there you have it.
But I think that
Yeah.
I think this is a very safe city. That's why you also see a lot of single women.
Lots of good health care, like
Excellent.
medical centers.
Okay, as an example, I have a physio appointment tomorrow. It's my
Mhm.
second one. She comes to my house, physio for an hour, for the equivalent of about $35 Canadian.
$35 Canadian. A physio comes to your house
Yeah.
here in San Miguel.
An English-speaking physiotherapist.
English-speaking physiotherapist.
Yeah. Dental cleaning is like $38 for a dental cleaning.
What about rental prices? Do you have any idea of what the typical rental
Again,
prices are?
huge range, just like every other city. You can rent something here for, again, I'm thinking Canadian dollars,
Mhm.
which is like,
More than
50% more or less than US.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think you can find something here. I have seen anything between If you're thinking US, probably you could get something small around that $500-600 a month. Right
That's not
through
bad
the
at all.
5,000-6,000 if you want
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, so there's a range. You'll
like
find
everywhere.
something
Yeah,
here in
for
San
sure.
Miguel.
Yeah.
And hey, if anyone wants to give me a home tour, if you live in San Miguel, if you're selling your house, if you're renting your house, let me know. Reach out in the comments, and I will tour your home and help promote it. Or if you're a realtor in San Miguel de Allende, let's go ahead and show some homes. But thank you so much. Appreciate it. By the way, I just want to show you what they're doing. Here we are trying to be responsible adults over here on this table. They're getting wasted. And we are just being refined here on this table. Just kidding.
Yeah, but she's
Yeah,
right. Like being here in San Miguel, you see a lot of Mexican stuff. Like as a Mexican, you can see more cultural things, more like in the buildings. I'm come from Tampico, and Tampico have a really old historical city that you can really enjoy the architecture in the downtown. You can enjoy it here. If you see pictures in San Miguel, you know the architecture here. But also the stores, the restaurants, the museums, all the art that they have here is so Mexican that it makes you feel so proud of all the colors that you have in your culture and all the different figures that you can find here. It's really an art city too, but it's combined with a worldwide perspective and Mexican culture thing that you can really enjoy it, and that's why I think that brings a lot of artistic persons, because you see San Miguel and they have a lot of artistic persons.
Well, and again, I mentioned this in another video too. Like, have you heard me huff and puff or breathe heavy? I've been walking everywhere all morning, and I haven't had any issues breathing. I think San Miguel is a little bit lower in altitude, but I'm not. Yeah, it's just flatter, and it's easier to, I guess, move around the city. That's the general sense that I'm getting. I would have to live here. Live here longer than maybe a month or two to get a real feel of what this city is like. But again, you know where my heart lies.
But if you live in San Miguel de Allende and you like Guanajuato, you go weekends to Guanajuato. It's 1 hour and
Or vice
30
versa.
minutes. Yeah.
Like what we do is we go to San Miguel and enjoy the city,
Yeah.
and then go back to our little, neighborhood in Guanajuato.
And
A
if
little
you get
small town
boring,
feel.
just like change your place and try here maybe for 1 month or 6 months, and then you move. That's the thing that we like. There's no rules. You just choose whatever you want and change and just enjoy.
Yeah, and again, house sitting is a way for you to do that. I'm so glad that I knew someone who knows exactly how to do it and teaches people how to do it. So thank you guys. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you liked it, and I hope this helps you kind of get a better idea and different perspectives, as you just heard, if you're choosing between Guanajuato and San Miguel de Allende. I like this. Maybe we'll make more of these types of videos, because the more perspectives, the better, right? Just so that you can make an informed decision. Anything else you want to say, Nesto, before we...
I already say everything that I needed.
Okay. All right, guys. I hope you like this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.